Welcome back. Would anyone like to share today? What about you, Amy?
The right amount of salty and sweet. The camera starts by focusing on a woman and a pan of cobbler, which I already know has some weight to it by how the directors ask her to place it down. The filmmakers ensure that I pick up on these details as the viewer, and that I have feeling she's carrying much more than just dessert. What was revealed was so much darker than what I was expecting. Both leading ladies did a wonderful job driving the plot within their roles. The group counselor was really encouraging and also provoked Amy to divulge some of her feelings about her son's death, that she wasn't really, she was like in a gray area where she was participating, where she wasn't participating. So yeah, the counselor was really great at kind of like driving her to share some aspects of her feelings in minimum, at least. The actress who played Amy was really convincing, and this short hit me right in the cardiovasculars. I liked how the filmmakers played with the lighting on set to distinguish between happy flashbacks and her dull reality, present day reality being dull. Lastly, I need to mention that the duality in the end, when the gentleman tied everything together by thanking her for sharing her cobbler, it was really on point.
I know, like, watching it, I immediately became invested in her story. Like, I wanted to know why she was, like, in this group setting, what she was going to talk about. The flashes worked very well with this story because we get to see pieces of what she's talking about when she's talking about it, and then we get to actually like see her talking about it as well, and like see the emotions that it brings about thinking of what like the flashes are showing. And it's very heartbreaking when we eventually do find out what happens to her son, and we feel for her because it's a character that we've already become invested in, throughout the course of the film. So yeah, for that, I really, really enjoyed this film.
I loved how Peach Cobbler used editing, especially of the flashbacks and the memories and those key points with the current day dialogue of the characters to really bring out those emotions and feelings and memories. And so without dialogue, it was just so great to see that shift that the character was going through with her emotions and kind of rebuilding her life. And I thought that was really well done.
The cinematography is quite touching in that it swoops down from above as she is over the body of her son. It's so heart-wrenching. And the therapy group underscores her grief and how she feels that she did not lose her son. He was taken from her, which makes the pain even more intense. And the film is called Peach Cobbler, and of course this is dessert that he used to love, and she brings some peach cobbler to the group. But it is a healing film and a testament to therapy in that as we reach out to one another, hopefully these pains can be alleviated to some extent as we help one another. A beautiful film. Excellent job.
The choice to frame all the shots on everyone in the group as singles, if it was a sort of intentional thing to create this feeling of aloneness, then I think that was really smart.
Really did a nice job with their use of contrast between the two main characters, and thought strong camera work. And again, loved what they did with the memory scenes, the flashbacks, and adding some differentiation to that to add weight to that part. Thought the characters did a nice job, very subtle, very believable. I mean, you felt this woman's pain and that carried through. Thought the music was a nice, subtle addition to, again, add the timing to the piece, and just thought they did a really good job with this.
It was such a sad and tragic story. The amazing, the beautiful, the heartbreaking, the beautiful, the sad, the tragic, the sad, the tragic, the beautiful, the heartbreaking, the beautiful, the sad, the tragic, 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 the beau background, the how it happened, and the pain that still standing after all those years. I think the performances were excellent. I love the support group setting. I think it's always a good alternative or option for exploring this type of topics of hurting and healing. It was very wise and hopeful, and again, just the performances are magic. I really like, you can really feel the support, and you can sense the story is quite relatable as well.
Does a good job of centering grief on a specific item, which is something that people who are in mourning often do, because we think about from the things that, you know, the deceased used to wear, or hobbies they used to like to do, to also things they interacted with, or in this case enjoyed eating. So it was really smart to center it on something so innocuous as a meal like peach cobbler, and show how these types of things can be a trigger for grief, but can also ultimately help somebody get through it to the other side, and be able to interact with such things and not just fall to pieces, but be able to remember their loved one in a way that honors them. And we see very much by the end of this short film that the mother is honoring her son by bringing the peach cobbler to the grief meeting.